Hello, my name is Ryna and you're watching channel I See You. We're all part of nature, which pulls towards light and life independent of all else. Look at the trees on the background. The goal of my channel is to explore many aspects of positive life approach. With my conversational partners, we're discovering the qualities which help to develop the gift of always seeing a glass half full. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos.
When we all give the power, we all give the best. Every minute of an hour, don't think about the rest.
So this is my goal here. And so I took these dark blue ones are the positive things. So I drew lines from the positive things that go through the goal and then end up at the end of the paper. So you see these lines that go from the blue, they go through the goal and then out.
Perfect. Not how it makes you feel. Now you have this connection of extra energy to the goal. Even the negative ones that were kind of issue at the beginning, we made this as something positive and using to charge the aim we have. Any feelings, any thoughts come up with it? Any change of the attitude you have right now?
Well, it feels good. I think that what I would like to do is learn how to do, because the thing is, my anxiety comes at certain moments. So I can see, I can see everything kind of coming together with my brain. But I'm thinking I'd like to, in the moment when I feel my anxiety, I'd like to then do another one. You know what I mean? So I'm in the moment of my anxiety, because honestly, it's not an anxiety that lives with me all the time. It kind of comes.
Right.
And that's when I have to deal with it. So
that's a good news. You started on time, because if you don't treat it, if you don't face it when you really need to, then it can become your normal condition. You can just live in anxiety constantly. So it comes, it goes. So you will catch it and work on that, and slowly it will go away. So do you want to add another moment of anxiety that you want to work on around your goal? Is that what you were trying to say?
Well, I think that what I think that I don't. Yeah, this is an interesting thing about me, is I compartmentalize things a lot. So I don't usually think about it very much unless I have to. Like, for example, if I'm worried about something very specific, I mean, somebody's coming home late. I expected somebody home at 5 and it's 5:30 and it's dark out, for example. And I start to get stressed and I start to feel anxious because they're not home yet. And like that, in that moment, I feel like I should go do one of these pictures in that moment.
Okay, yeah, you can easily do it. Now, why do you think, what kind of moments is it? Why is it happening? Why? It may be different reasons, but they definitely have some a similar core in them. So what triggers this anxiety?
I'm imagining the worst case possible. It's my imagination. All these terrible things happening.
Why do you think it happens?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know why I've always, sometimes, again, to find the positive in all that, it's just what I do. Like, for example, if I was taking a test in school, I say to myself before the test, okay, what's the worst I'm going to do? Well, I'm not going to get a C. The worst I'm going to do is get a B. Okay, that's fine. I can deal with it. Like, I figured out what the worst case is, and I figured out the worst case is something I can deal with, so I'm not going to worry about it. So sometimes it's a good thing, but then other times it's like it's like an intrusive image. I can't stop thinking about something bad that could happen. Like, I don't know. And it's like I can't get my brain off it. The worst case.
What you described first, it's a really perfect way of treating the emotion that overwhelms you. You are stopping the feeling thinking that the worst scenario is not bad at all. So
Right.
it makes you stop worrying. But when you think about bad things that could happen because someone just come home late, I don't think it's the same.
No. Yeah. It's
But
different.
it's different. So try to understand. Well, why should be some reason. Try to think. Look at your picture. Maybe the shape and colors will give you some idea where it came from. Where did it start? Why this fear starts to control you? Why you think uh, of bad outcome first instead of just being as you can be, very using your common sense that okay, the traffic or anything else.
Right.
What was the reason? Should be something. Try to find it. Maybe you cannot actually analyze and find a name for it right now, but
Yeah.
the color you feel like, what color is that? What kind of shape does it have?
Well, that's the one that I kind of drew with these jagged little edges because it's got these got jagged edges. I drew it in black.
Oh,
These
so
little,
that's the one. That's
yeah,
the one.
little jagged edges, and I think it's more like an orangey. I mean, I drew it in black because that's what
Right,
that's,
right.
but it's really kind of orangey.
What do you think will be the best thing to do with that edgy figure at this point? Since we cannot really find a name or call the name of why is this happening? At least, okay, we have the fact it's happening. What can we do to make it less effect on you?
Well, what I typically do is just talk to myself. I just talk it like, nope, that's not. Think about it. That the odds are very low that something bad is going to happen. It's probably not true, and I do a lot of talking.
What kind of emotions and what kind of physical feelings are coming to you compared to the previous condition that was uncomfortable? Is it
I'm just
getting
thinking,
away?
yeah, this whole drawing, these smoothing out these lines is really peaceful for me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Why? It's just very, very calming.
Would you be able to describe it?
It just, yeah, it feels peaceful and sort of reflective. Like, I don't know, like I feel like all this is inside of me, and if I can figure out how to smooth it all inside of me, just breathing or whatever.
Get it, because I know what is it. Well, I'm not gonna tell you. Well, you'll get there. Just think about it. Okay, you have physical discomfort. Then what it leads to? How possibly we can transfer it into something positive?
Well, physical discomfort, I guess it can be a motivator. It can motivate.
Absolutely, you got it. So it's a motivator to move. So why don't you create a shape of motivation and put somewhere maybe next to your physical discomfort, maybe right in the center of your physical discomfort. You're
That's what
actually doing great, Janice. You're doing great because
that's what I just did. I put a big blue right in the middle of my physical discomfort.
perfect. If that's how you sense, that's perfect. And it's right in the middle, right? So it just kicks you to get up and do something instead of, getting to this mode of depression. Well, leave me alone. I don't want to do anything. Well, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I want to do something about it. Perfect. You are doing great. I'm so impressed. What was your discovery while you were working on this project? What's new pumped up in
I
your
think it's really just incorporating all of me into me. I
Mhm.
mean, this whole picture, there's so much in this picture, things I like to do, things that make me feel good, things that make me feel nervous. There's so much in this picture, and it's all getting blurred and like mixed together in a meaningful way that I don't know, it feels like smoothing, smoothing myself and becoming whole by just.
What do you think smooth you? Like what in particular made it? Oh, so you said that just seeing everything as one whole is
Yeah.
something that was new.
Yeah, I think so. That it's not just like one thing in isolation that I work on, like work on this, work on that, work on this. It's all part of a big picture that
Uh-huh.
all contributes.
Okay. So if you have all those things like negative, positive in one whole picture, then that made you feel more kind of relaxed and smooth, that
It's
everything's
kind of
together, or
peaceful,
what?
kind of peaceful, like, wholeness. It's because I work on that, wholeness in life, be everything, be whole. And, it's not like my body is not just my body in isolation. It's my mind is related to my body. And so it's all kind of part of the same thing. So it's just, it feels like wholeness.
Wholeness within yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you sense that this feeling of being isolated with your pain, let's say with your issues and everything, that actually becomes the most painful part when we are struggling? uh, this sense of isolation, what happened to it?
Well, it's like in the picture, it got diffused, you
Why?
know, well, because it's connected. The lines are all smoothed and it's connected to other parts of me. And other colors are coming into it, and those colors are going other places. So it feels like it got smoothed.
uh,
And the,
did you develop this feeling, the okay, within you? Absolutely, it works within you. Did you have this new feeling of, you know, being also all this, whatever we represent, it's not by itself, it goes to the other areas outside of us. Did that feeling kind of ripe on you? Did it develop or not yet?
yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I can see that, but also I haven't finished like with the edges, so maybe that's why. But I can see that. I can see that. I don't think I've felt that quite yet, but I can see that happening.
Okay, so you didn't feel it yet. All right. So consider this is one of the things that will be nice to work on when you decide to work, because this is one of the very, very important things. Important not to recognize. Absolutely, you need to recognize first to work later, right? But uh, when you sense it already, that's what liberates you,
Mm,
because that's when you understand that, well, I'm just part of, little part of this huge thing,
mhm,
and it kind of liberates you somehow.
mhm,
Somehow it can sound scary, like, oh, me, and like I'm connected to all this, so whatever happens there, it will affect me. In a way, it may be, from one side, it may be scary that somebody's unhappiness may make me
mhm,
unhappy, but on the other hand, well, if there is some good things there, it will affect me, it will come
mhm.
to me even I'm not aware. As long I'm aware that I'm connected and I feel my connection, that will
Mhm.
flow to me. So
Yeah.
that's one of the, in my opinion, in my opinion, because well, all the negative emotions, all these low vibrations happen because we start to feel isolated. When we
Mhm,
feel isolated, we're not related, like no one understands us. She doesn't know how I feel, he doesn't know how I feel, nobody understands me. So this is all feeling of being isolated. So it's
mhm,
enough to open up from our even union connection within us, yes, embracing all ourselves as a whole. But
mhm.
then we just open up, we just give this, lines to the universe and the energy to the universe, and then we will get back what we want, as
Mhm.
long as we don't lose connection with this outside. So I would consider this something to work on, to just feel it.
Yeah, I think that that's true because when I do my qigong, a lot of it is you breathe and you give energy back and you get energy too, and it feels really really good. And I just have to like I'm getting my mind into that way of seeing it, feeling it that way as an energy. I mean, right now it just feels good. I feel the air going in, I feel, but I think the more I do it, the more it will come, the
Great,
sense.
great. So you enjoyed the process.
Yeah, very much, very much. I'm going to finish it. It was great.
Great. Forgot to mention, I was very surprised to learn that even future can be resource.
Mhm.
Do you have any idea how we use future as a resource?
Well, there's the simple fact that time will change things. And that, for example, if you're worried about a daughter, you know she's going to grow and she's going to learn in her own path, and that helps. But there's also, you can make your future too. And that's what I'm doing with leaving my work, is
Okay,
kind of
that's
jumping into
perfect.
the future.
Now, this is a little different shade of this different aspect of the same thing. Whatever you said is perfectly fine. Now, beside that, when we have this image of the future we want to be, our dream condition, our dream, when we feel it enough to kind of fool our brain that we're already there, because our brain is very easy to fool. As long we sense something,
Mhm.
the brain believes it's true. So if we learn to imagine the fact as already happening, we smell it on emotional level, we sense it when it's already happened. Our brain starts to release chemicals that is very in accordance to that condition. So this idea image of future can actually pull us towards getting there. So that future can be a nice resource for our
Yeah.
autonomic nervous system to actually work towards this future. So even that can be resource. If you want to add your future as a resource, more than welcome. Now let's remember.
Weak and not, I am looking towards the future, but I'm not. Everything is so unsettled right now.
And that's why you want it to be, you want to be more present. That's why you feel like, let me make my trunk a little stronger.
Stronger, yes.
Yeah, but still the roots kind of missing. So
They are, correct.
do you want to have those roots to feel more strong and more feed towards your future? Do you think it will help?
At this point, I'm not sure. I don't, when you speak of roots, you're speaking grounded, right? Your roots.
Right. Let's think about, yes, grounded, but grounded because of thanks to what? Because of what? What would make you feel grounded? So roots, yes, rooted, right? In each root, write down something that you think contains a big potential for you. Just write it down. Let's say I would write my father's love, let's say. Anything like that, anything, or maybe your talents, whatever, your education. So you got the idea. So write it down, every root, name every root with some kind of positive memories that you have from your past, that comes from your roots.
But if it wasn't for my grandma, I don't know, I'd be in much worse shape. So she built me up, and
Such a good news.
yes, she was
Such a
one,
good
my
news.
second mother, I would consider her.
Such a good news.
So I'm
gonna tell you
it feels
that
better that there's good things, and I'm not gonna focus on the bad things.
especially now, instead of being
Yes,
angry with your
or
mother or
sad,
father,
yes.
you realize it's their trauma, it's their
Yes.
sadness. So it's compassion, and anger and compassion is totally different feelings, right?
Yes.
So there's no anger, especially we actually put everything on the paper.
And I was very angry, and
I don't blame you.
yes,
I don't
hurting
blame you.
myself.
Until you
Yeah.
recognize, until you became aware of where all this comes,
Mhm.
which your intellectual genes helped you to, that you got from your father, helped you to recognize it. So how do you feel on physical level now? Like this discovery, does it change the way you feel physically?
Yeah,
right now?
a
What's
little
going
bit.
on?
Yeah, like a calming, you know.
You feel like you're
yes.
calming down. You feel you can breathe better?
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, so now we're done with the roots. Let's get to the trunk, present moment.
And there's a few places right in this area that might need help.
Hold up. We got the aha moment, didn't we?
That's a yes.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you did. Something that you can just reach and have right now without waiting.
That's what I would love, because it would keep me busy, make a little money,
Perfect.
and
Mark
then
it.
still you know, still work towards that.
When you want to climb the tree, let's say, or go up the stairs, high stairs, right? There's no need to see the top of the stairs when the
Oh,
stairs are very high. You see first few steps, perfect. You go 1, 2, 3, then you go next 4, 5, 6.
yes.
So now this is one of your steps that you can actually make it right now. You don't need to wait until a year later,
No,
right?
I don't.
Let's make it into the harvest again. What does it tell you?
That made me happy. Yes.
Because
Oh.
what do you think happens when this goal now is right there with your harvest? Big basket of your harvest.
Oh,
What does it mean?
it's very reachable. It's right there.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, makes you happy.
yes,
Good. Okay.
that's great.
Anything else you think we may think of?
No, I have a goal. I'm gonna make some phone calls. I'm serious.
Phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I like
So
talking on the.
this is the goal. To get to this goal, you need a phone call, and this all can be representing. So this is a phone call. This is the ride to this place. This is something else. All these little harvests that you have in your basket, they may get you to this goal, and then this jumps to here, this jumps to there, and boom! Next thing you know, things happen. Okay, phone calls. What else came to your idea? You can sit here and make your phone calls, obviously.
Mhm.
And you have some experience.
Mhm.
That's a good thing. So one of the efforts can be your experience, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I think
that's
that-
something I could take action. And yes, you were right. Talking to my daughter is so great.
Charging.
Not that we've had our ups and downs, but I mean, lately it's been just yes. It gives me energy, and
So what was the aha moment related to your daughter?
it was actually. We were talking about animals and her dog. She just got a puppy. We've always had cats and dogs growing up. She's, and we're big on, we talked about family matters and her father and what a jerk he is. I'm sorry, she said it. And,
Well, they
that's
say
a
it, but they
great-
don't like you say it. that's a trick.
I never
I
thought
know,
I'd hear
yes.
it, but no, I hear it. But not too much, not too much negative. But she sees what I saw and then sees why I did what I did.
Parents, it's a very important moment, I think. You know your children have each other's back, and it
That
kind
is
of
huge.
cheers you up,
Yeah,
right? Let's write that down.
that's a great.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
write that down. Even I would do with this pick
That-
marker. Let's go somewhere
That's a
that
big-
they have
yes.
each other's back. I know for every mother it's huge, right?
It is. It is.
And it seems like you weren't kind of aware of all this. You didn't think about those things. You were more concerned about how to take care of the, stress and obstacles you have every day. But then now it seems like you're looking more open and more wide towards the situation, and you're seeing.
I'm seeing a lot more, and I don't.
Do you think this helped to,
Yes.
to,
Yes.
to get there?
Yes.
Why don't we write down right here, even without waiting somewhere else? Just my kids
Somewhere.
are together, having each other's
That's-
backs.
yeah.
Just have it. Yes. As I said, it's
It
not
doesn't
just
matter.
art. It is
Therapy.
very serious, therapeutical work, psychological work with your subconscious, with your conscious. So just write it out. Do you remember what was it? Breathing.
Breathing. I like the one nostril breathing.
Right. Left
With my-
nostril. Right. That helps.
Yes. And
Because what is really important, how we feel.
Yes.
If that simple thing makes you feel better, then why don't we use this technique, right?
okay. Yes.
Okay.
No, I do feel better. Yes.
So
Definitely.
did we achieve some insights?
Oh
today?
yeah.
Great.
Definitely. I'll be coloring them in.
So how did this project make you feel? Like the neuro tree? What did you discover for yourself? Something new.
I discovered how important, how vital it is to have that foundation when you're first brought into life, when you're born in this world. How vital that is as to what like just having good parents, for example, and having a great childhood is the foundation of life.
So
There's
it
no
was a
question
reminder
about it.
for yourself that
So
you had a great childhood.
That I had a great childhood.
And that's
Absolutely.
a good foundation.
That is my foundation.
What about talking your future? Did you discover something new
Yes,
that
I
you never thought
discovered
about?
in the future where I mean, you gotta, even now I know that to get to my future, I had to work on myself, which I've been doing since I got to SOS, Strengthen Our Sisters. So when I'm with my progress comes from focusing on myself and wanting to do well for myself, wanting to make changes, and needing to know that coming into SOS, yes, you can leave I left whatever I needed to leave behind, and then I realized that I had to focus and I had to change me, and I don't mean the outer me, the inner me. The inner me had to change to get me to my future.
So no one will help you unless you
No,
work
you have
with
to help yourself, because being like I said, whatever before coming into the shelter, that was done. That's over with. Now I realize 56 years later that I had to work on my inner wounds, whatever I had experienced in my life. The point of it is, or whatever it may have been, that I had to realize that I had to go within myself and focus on me, my family, everything that means my children, my grandchildren, everything that means the world that God gave me back. God keeps his promises. But that's what feeds me and what makes me hunger for my future. Because
So that was discovery after this project?
Discovering in this project, what I've discovered with this tree, when it's very vital for me, because the tree, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The tree means the world to me because it's God's tree. We're vessels on that tree. And I can pick up where I left yesterday, and it's amazing what he'll show me. And
Great.
even through this work that we're doing right now, it reminds me of how good he is to me.
How I am choosing love, openness, and pride. But
So
here
good.
also, again, I fear the notion of, just like when you said authority, and I was like,
Right,
no,
right,
I don't
right,
want
right.
to use that word,
Right.
because authority I connect to institutions, and I'm against that. Here again, the word education makes me
Self-education.
Sure,
Do
self-education.
self-education,
Yeah.
because that's
you
your
know,
thing.
again, I'm
Right,
against of
right.
certain institutionalized ways of
Absolutely.
education,
Self-education.
because a lot of times institutionalized education locks you in. And
Right, so the
conformity.
word
I'm against that.
self-education will
Self-education.
solve the problem,
I think maybe that's the biggest one right now. Great.
It's a flight of your imagination and your wish. So considering all that, how your shapes make you feel? Sure.
So I think this is like a pretty good reflection of like how I know what I want, but like there's kind of a lot of noise going on in my brain that lets me like
So
kind of
you know what you
get
want.
distracted from it and everything like that. So like this is a relatively organized.
What made you
group
feel
of-
it's organized now? What made you feel it's organized now?
Well, I guess because I have this shape that just kind of mostly goes around the finances. So it's kind of like it's not getting jumbled up with other things. I can kind of just think about my finances, have it off to the side, get that squared away. It doesn't really affect happiness or anything else like that. Maybe just slightly, you know?
So you like that fact that it's by itself. It
Yeah.
doesn't affect any other aspect of your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like how this kind of reaches out, like it's almost like it's trying to encompass more of it. This,
And see the color that you choose. Green is a color of peacefulness. You know, the balance and
Yeah.
stuff. So you have rectangle in a green, which is, as I said, your body knows what it's doing. So you choose green color. So you're using stability. And it's above your what? Again, well, it touches your finances, definitely.
that would be education.
This is education. Where is your
Oh,
finances?
so that's finances and that's education.
That's education. So your education, your finances is kind of stays right above there.
Yeah.
And this triangle actually unites all of this together in a way. So how does it make you feel? And one more thing before we finish today. Please make sure that you choose for yourself the most important resource, the main resource. One figure has to be the basic figure that we choose. So whatever resonates with you, whatever calls you more, that's going to be your basic figure. What are you seeing different from the beginning of the project and the middle of the project?
my words got consolidated. The ideas I had turned into more compact.
Okay, what about
words.
the negative, positive? Do you feel any difference in the vibration of the words?
There seems to be
Attitude?
more assuredness of sorts that it is going to happen,
Yeah.
that it is happening, than when I was writing the phrases at the beginning. There's but it's not locked. It's not like, oh, it's happening, that's it, finish.
Right.
It's like a continuous process, but there's some kind of assuredness from the words and the moment of writing it that I felt that
Okay.
it is happening. It is going to happen. It is happening already.
How does it make you feel physically? Whatever you're sensing
Content,
now.
very in peace.
You're peaceful.
Yeah.
Sean, what about you?
It's kind of similar to what Tata was saying. The second row is a lot more concrete, a lot more confident. The first one kind of
Confident,
sounds
yeah.
almost like desperate, like almost like I was like reaching for these words, but the words just didn't carry enough weight to them.
Right.
The ones that I have are more just like if I were to do this, it just sounds a lot like it would be a lot more successful than that. This one's these are all very vague. Yeah.
Did we achieve something today?
Yes.
High five.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you very much.
Fun.
When we